The wildlife is calling my name. I gotta go and chase it. I'm geared up and ready for the game. Now it's time to face it. The great outdoors is my room to play. I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day. I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day.
Whoa.
Coming up on this edition of Hunt, Fish, Love, we're headed back to Rosewood Barn to finish what we started. Then we're trading in the white snow for white sand. We're going to go to the Gulf with my daughter and her boyfriend, do some deep sea fishing. And finally, we'll be talking about everything cold with ballistic burning. That's all coming up next here on Hunt, Fish, Love. Hunt, Fish, Love is brought to you by the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. DriveSafeSD.com. By Sanford Orthopedic Sports Medicine. Runnings. Billion Automotive. Boyd's Gun Stocks. And Federal Premium Ammunition.
I'm gonna hunt, fish, love every day.
Consider the turtle. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Turtles have a hard shell to protect their delicate bodies. Inside the shell, it's safe. Outside, not so safe. The same goes for humans and our delicate bodies. Outside the car, not safe. Inside, much safer. Your seatbelt keeps you in a much safer place. It's safer inside. Learn from the turtle. Stay inside. Stay alive.
This is the revolutionary At-One adjustable gun stock from Boyd's. It lets you adjust stock length or comb height at the push of a button. Adjust the fit for you or for someone else. Like all Boyd's gun stocks, At-One is built tough with laminated hardwood and available for virtually all popular rifle models and in an array of colors. With the At-One adjustable gun stock, any gun can fit anyone.
The positive impact we get to make in people's lives is very rewarding. Far too often, people suffer with pain for far too long. They may limp along with a bad knee or sore wrist. Nowhere is it written that we're supposed to suffer with pain.
That's why we're here. That's why we trained, to make a difference for every patient we see.
Visit ChooseTheExperts.com to learn more.
A storm is coming to the prairie, and the ringneck pheasant can't escape its fury. Federal Premium Ammunition introduces Prairie Storm FS Lead. Prairie Storm combines Flight Stopper lead, premium lead, and the Flight Control wad, giving hunters edge-to-edge pattern consistency, longer ranges, and more pellets in the critical zone. Prairie Storm from Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
The first day I took the guys out to Rosewood Barn, I didn't shoot my gun. I shot video, and once we hit the corn heading east, the roosters were flying everywhere. Everybody was shooting at this guy. I think they hit him on the fourth shot. The dogs and the guides were pushing those roosters to the east, and I could tell it was going to be Jeff Miller's day.
Got another one right here.
It's not very often I get a rooster to flush straight up this close to my camera. And then what a shot Miller made. Jeff brings his own dogs out when he hunts, and today, oh, they were doing a great job.
Nice bird. Oh, you want that one, don't you?
We were hitting plenty of roosters, but I'm telling you, everywhere Miller was, the birds were close by.
Here, boy. Rooster over the top. Oh, man. Nice shot. Dog is really birdie in here.
This moment right here, I think, made my chief videographer, Jason Davis, a little nervous.
That's all right, gang.
I'm not in a good spot for you to get behind you.
All right. I took it really early. Took the shot. I thought if I hit him here, it's blowing up.
Yeah.
Rooster! Don't seem, but he's definitely got shot at him.
Everywhere that Miller walked, the roosters were going down.
Got one down yet. Nice shot.
Let's slow it down a little bit.
We'll slow down even a little more. Hit, rooster! Rooster! Got a leg. Gonna drop that bird. I think that one's gonna drop.
Take it nice and easy, guys.
Real slow.
Otherwise, we just walk by them.
Back down, going down. Custer here. Custer.
Jeff's one of the nicest fellows on the planet, and he's really encouraging to all the other hunters.
Nice shot. Good boy. Custer. Dead bird. He didn't see it go down. Grab it. Head.
I'll tell you what, if you're a hunter and you love dogs, and you love dogs like Jeff loves dogs, you love to see when a dog goes on point.
Oh yeah, this is a... Hey, come on.
Right here. Hey, guys. Right here.
Turn the head 90 degrees.
Oh, my God.
Nice shot.
Yeah. I got it,
Good girl,
Randy.
Addie.
The Miller moments continued to pile up. It was fun to watch.
Rooster!
But this was probably my favorite moment of the hunt that day. Just watch what happens.
All right, Addie, fight first.
Right, come.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster. Nice shot. Really get it. Really come.
All right, Addie, fight first.
I love that he knocked the first one down, reaches to get another shell, up goes the other rooster, bang, gone.
Really come.
Oh, yeah.
Nice shot. Really get it.
All right, Addie, fight first.
Flat out just good shooting. Here's the view from Jeff's GoPro.
Really come.
Oh, yeah.
I've had pheasants get up 5 feet from me and miss 3 times. This was good shooting.
Fight first.
This is the view from Rod's camera.
Rooster. Really come.
Oh, yeah.
Rooster. Nice shot. Really get
I
it.
was standing off to the right with Jeff Bellhoff when Miller got that first one. That second one from this angle, it's hard to tell who got it,
Oh, yeah.
but it was still a great shot.
Nice shot.
The fun we had out at Rosewood Barn, yeah, sure, it was fun to watch these guys shoot pheasants, and I know they had a good time, but it was more than that. It was making those memories, those great conversations, and those stories that we'll be able to tell for a lifetime.
Now you got to start telling lies.
Yeah! It was a safe hunt, which made it all the more a great hunt. And now I know where the expression dog tired comes from. Coming up on Hunt, Fish, Love. When you're down near the Gulf and your daughter says, "Dad, I'd like to go fishing," that's what you do. I take my daughter and her boyfriend deep sea fishing. When we come back, stick around.
Before the calm, before the hunt, before the climb, it starts with a passion, and that passion starts at Runnings, the best gear and supplies from the most trusted brands in hunting. When you get the shot, will you be ready? Runnings, your home, farm, and outdoor store.
The positive impact we get to make in people's lives is very rewarding. Far too often, people suffer with pain for far too long. They may limp along with a bad knee or sore wrist. Nowhere is it written that we're supposed to suffer with pain.
That's why we're here. That's why we trained, to make a difference for every patient we see.
Visit ChooseTheExperts.com to learn more.
This is the revolutionary At1 adjustable gun stock from Boyd's. It lets you adjust stock length or comb height at the push of a button. Adjust the fit for you or for someone else. Like all Boyd's gun stocks, At1 is built tough with laminated hardwood and available for virtually all popular rifle models and in an array of colors. With the At1 adjustable gun stock, any gun can fit anyone.
When we flew out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota that morning, that December day, it was 24 below. Actual temperature. When we landed in Siesta Key by the Gulf, it was 82 degrees. 106-degree difference. We traded the white snow for white sand. It was such a beautiful day. I mean, there on the Gulf, beautiful. And my daughter said, "Dad, we should go deep sea fishing." So I called up Captain Tom, and we headed out into the Gulf. So many things to do in Siesta Key. As we headed out of the bay, the dolphins would follow the waves of the boat and jump through. That's kind of a fun thing they love to do. And those dolphins, they are so beautiful, so fun to watch. Once we got there, we had to catch some bait. You have to have a little fish to catch a big fish.
There you go. That looks like the right
that
guy.
feels substantial.
2 on. Double header.
It was kind of funny because my daughter Amber and her boyfriend Randy both caught some bait at the same time.
Sorry, Randy. Sorry. Nice. Good job.
Nice job, guys.
This is, like I said, this little spot we're fishing. It could hold 10 or 15 fish, but most of the time we catch 2 or 3 nice big ones.
Yeah.
Because it's about twice the size of this boat.
2? 2.
That's right. Get these in
This time Amber caught 2 baits at one time.
2 good baits.
Nice. Good.
When you get a decent sized fish, when you get
Yeah, those look different.
yeah, these are blue runners.
Okay.
When you get a decent sized fish on these,
Yeah.
just fight them nice and easy. See how small that little
Yeah.
golden hook is? You'll
Okay.
you'll straighten the hook or pull them out.
Tom got a phone call just about the time Amber was catching a little bigger bait.
Okay, all right, I'll call you later. Bye.
I keep getting
Good
big
job.
ones.
These are for the big fish coming up, right?
Yeah.
It's the bait.
All right. I need this.
Okay, I'll get it.
Seems like a bigger fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was only a couple minutes more and something a little bigger got on her line again.
Oh, nice fish.
What's this one?
Nice. How's it, keeper?
Oh, wait.
Key West Grunt.
Ah.
Key West Grunt.
Wait.
Or we just call them gray snappers for nickname. Sounds better.
Let's see that one.
Snappers.
Oh, wait. Oh.
Oh, you want?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Take a look at that. Wow.
Whoa.
Typically, there's 2 to 3 that live here. You know. It's
Tom thought it was time to catch something even bigger, so he started instructing her on what to
really
do.
tight. Here, check this out.
What does that mean?
It's really tight. When you pull, it's really tight. So you put this rod butt all the way up in your armpit, okay? This end goes right here. You're gonna have to stand up maybe where I'm at. You don't want to be down. You can probably stand like this with your knee there.
Okay.
And you feel that bait freaking out. When it starts freaking out, there's a big fish looking at you. He's about to eat.
Okay.
So see, he's attached to the lead.
Yeah.
So he can't go anywhere. So he's like, oh no. He has his big eyes looking at you. He's like, ah. You'll feel that. Be okay, get ready. You're about to get bit. And you might feel a thump or something. That rod's just going to go down. When it goes down, you reel 3 times and you lift the rod up about right there and do not drop it. And just sit there and turn that handle.
So don't do where it was reeling and dropping.
You gotta get mean. Like maybe even throw out a cuss word, like you know.
So I reel it 3 times and then pull
lift it up,
keep
and
reeling.
do not drop that rod again.
Okay.
Because those big fish, there's a rock ledge there. As soon as he's hooked, he's going for that rock ledge. If he makes it to that, he won, you lost.
Okay.
If you keep that rod up and keep him coming this way,
Okay.
then you win.
Okay.
It might take 10 minutes here. Just watch that rod tip. It tells you a lot.
Then when it goes down, I reel 3 times.
3 times. That gets that hook in their mouth, and then you lift up.
3 times fast.
1, 2, 3. Lift that rod up, and this rod will be double.
Okay.
Because I got a blue runner on that big. You know, it's gonna take a 6 to 12 pound grouper just to eat it.
Amber wanted me to fish too, so Tom came over and made sure I had a pole. I had to put the GoPro on my head so I could at least catch some action in case she caught something.
Lock this afterwards.
Yeah. Okay, that's bottom lock it, and then just reel it just the slack. And you want to watch that rod tip, because it'll let you know when you get the bite. It's hard to see in the sun there, but...
Tom was in mid-conversation telling me where to put my hand when all of a sudden Amber said, I got something.
Reel. Turn the handle. Reel. Oh.
Tom wasn't sure, but he thought maybe this one had gotten away.
We're gonna slack off on it, okay? Drop the rod. Sometimes you slack off it. Yeah, don't reel.
Those red groupers will go back in the rocks. If they don't come out, you lose.
You still there?
Yeah, he's in the rock. Yep. Try it one more time and then let me reel it harder. Came out? Yeah, he came out. Good job.
This one had come out, but he wasn't in the boat yet.
Good job, Amber. Oh my gosh.
There he is, right there. Stop reeling.
Wow. Let's see that, Tom. Oh my gosh.
Take a picture.
He's real close, 20 inches. He might be legal.
Good fight, Am.
Good job.
You got it? Thank you.
Good job, Amber.
Like, woo!
We're gonna go swim.
I don't want to lose my daughter.
How was that? Was that fun?
Holy cow, that's really hard.
See those scratches on him?
Oh my gosh.
Scratches on him right there? What those groupers do is they swim into the rocks head first and they throw these gills out like a hook. They wedge themselves up in there. So sometimes if you'll, once they get in, like this one won. He was in the rock. Yeah, he won. But if you'll slack off, he thinks he's not moving more, and he doesn't like where he's at, so he tries to reposition, and you get him.
Oh my word.
Well, let's see if he's 20 inches.
All right.
That's a beautiful fish.
That's a beautiful fish. Yep. What kind is it? A red grouper. He's 1 inch short from being legal.
We're going to go back out, see if Randy and I can get a red grouper, but that's in a future episode. Yeah. Look up, Tom, when you're in Sarasota, the Siesta Key area. Great fishing here on the Gulf. Had a great time.
Yep. Siesta Key fishing charters. Speak to Mark Kenya, or I'm Captain Tom Boyle, or Captain Jason Boyle's my brother. You'll be fishing with one of us 3.
All right. Take care.
Thank you very much. I had a great time. Y'all are a great group of people to fish with.
Thank you. I don't normally say it was a perfect day, but when you're fishing with your daughter, it always is. Coming up on Hunt, Fish, Love.
This looks like a gun Wyatt Earp would shoot. Let me ask you this, have you fired it?
No, it's unfired.
Never been fired?
Never been fired, no.
That is a beautiful gun. It's got the
Yeah, that is a pretty gun.
Look at these faces. The silly. The surly. The shouldn't be driving. Every day in the U.S., 27 people die from drunk driving. Won't you help? For just 15 minutes a night, you can give one of these men a safe ride home. Right now, someone needs you to be a designated driver. Let them know you're here to help.
Are
Identity theft, bankruptcy, divorce, college debt. At BillionAuto.com, these things don't define you. We know life happens, and good people can have issues with their credit. That's why we have dedicated finance specialists committed to trying to help you get approved. We work with a vast network of lenders all competing for your business and have over 7,000 vehicles online to choose from. It's easy to apply. Just visit BillionAuto.com and click Get Pre-Approved. Don't let your credit issues define you. Visit BillionAuto.com today.
A storm is coming to the prairie, and the ringneck pheasant can't escape its fury. Federal Premium Ammunition introduces Prairie Storm FS Lead. Prairie Storm combines Flight Stopper lead, premium lead, and the flight control wad, giving hunters edge-to-edge pattern consistency, longer ranges, and more pellets in the critical zone. Prairie Storm from Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts.
Consider the turtle. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Turtles have a hard shell to protect their delicate bodies. Inside the shell, it's safe. Outside, not so safe. The same goes for humans and our delicate bodies. Outside the car, not safe. Inside, much safer. Your seatbelt keeps you in a much safer place. It's safer inside. Learn from the turtle. Stay inside. Stay alive.
Okay, we're back with Ballistic Bernie B, and we've got some ponies? No. Colts. And we're going to talk about Colt. You know, I had a gun. I did a video thing for Sonic, the corporation, you know, where the people are on roller skates, or they used to be anyway, Sonic Corporation. I had to play a cowboy down in Las Vegas, Nevada. Make a long story short, I supposedly, I'll show you a picture of it. I supposedly had the gun that Clint Eastwood had in Pale Rider. I had my own makeup girl and the whole deal. Well, that's a different story, but I was holding a big old long gun, and I think it was a Colt, but I'll check that out. In the meantime, this is a Colt. I know it's a Colt. Tell me a little bit about that gun. That is a gun and a half, Bernie.
Well, Colt really didn't make a whole lot of bunt lines, but this is called a bunt line.
That's like a rifle.
Yeah, it's got a long barrel, long sight plane, and that makes them easier to get on target. And this is a nickel. This is a nickel bunt line.
Oh, that's nickel.
Yeah, and then I put ivory grips on it and just made a unique gun out of it. There was 4 of them made originally. There was a story going around that a dime novel, guy that wrote dime novels, had 4 of them made and gave one to Bat Masterson or one to
Wyatt
Earp, yeah. But that's the unique part of them, is the long barrel.
This looks like a gun Wyatt Earp would shoot. Yeah. Let me ask you this: have you fired it?
No, it's unfired.
Never been fired.
Never been fired. No.
That is a beautiful gun. It's got the Colt.
Yeah, that is a pretty gun.
Signia right on there. I can see myself in that. That's kind of scary. That's a really nice gun, Bernie. All right, so we got another gun.
Yep. If you love guns, why, and you collect Colts, you have to have a bunt line.
Tell me about this gun right here. That's another Colt.
This gun here, serial numbers to be made at the very end of their production in 1940. And in 1940, I believe it was, they only made 100 guns.
They only made 100?
Yep.
100 Colts?
100 Colts. That's all the factory made.
What are you doing with one of them?
I don't know. I bought it, way back, I don't know how many years ago.
And you've kept it that long?
But I've kept it that long, and it's in really good condition, and I put the ivory grips on it, and that's just a neat old 7.5-inch Colt. And if you love guns, again, like that, you got to have a bunt line, you got to have a 7.5.
Yeah. Well, the patent for this gun I know is 1871. You know why I know that? It says it right
on there.
On the gun.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. 1 of 100. That's like being a senator.
1 of 100.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Wow. All right. Let me ask you about this one right here. Now, this one's a little bit more unique from what I've seen in your collection. And by the way, I should tell the folks, Bernie's got a lot of Colts, and they're all in the stable in the other room over there. We can't bring them all out. And secondly, we're not going to have time to do it, but I'll show you a few that are on the wall there during the show. Tell me about this gun right here, Dakota Territory gun.
Well, I believe it says right on there 1961.
Okay.
So it's about a little over 50 years. But this is the Dakota Territory Centennial, or the Dakota Territory Centennial. It was made for South Dakota.
Made for South Dakota.
Yeah.
This gun was made for South Dakota.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's Dakota Territory, 1861, 1889.
Wow.
So let's see, what's that? 150 years.
That's 100. Yeah.
Anniversary.
Yeah.
And
they made this for South Dakota.
I had serial number 1.
Serial number 1?
Yeah, I got the first one they made.
Wow.
And I didn't get it from the factory. I got it from a private individual, and he'd used it quite a bit.
He shot it.
He shot it, and it really looked well used when I bought it. And I had a chance to buy one the year I was born. And so I bought that one. It was new in the box, unfired, and I let the serial number 1 go. I don't know where it went, but I hope it stayed in South Dakota.
Yeah, me too.
But if you love guns, that's something you do.
Well, let me tell you what, Bernie. When I see these Colts, man, I got to be honest with you. Not only do I want to own them, I want to go out
and
shoot them. What is it about you that makes you feel like you want to be a cowboy? You know?
You know, and I've actually, just for my own, I've tested them.
Yeah.
And you take just about any other single action gun, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of them. And the Colt just seems to be the one that feels the best.
Yeah. Wow.
It just shoots.
Wow.
It's smooth. It's almost too valuable to shoot anymore, but...
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Okay.
We got more Colts, so here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to come back. When we get the time, can I sit with you? We'll talk more about Colts.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bernie B, Ballistic Bernie again on this edition of Hunt, Fish, Love. Great talking to you about these guns. I can't wait to talk about the rest of them.
Okay.
We'll be back after this.
On the next episode of Hunt, Fish, Love.
Don't get up anywhere.
The goal is to catch something that will need this net for. You've turned the cylinder on all of them?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No, this has never been turned.
I'm glad you told me that. I was going to pull back on this trigger.
Well,
this cylinder has never been turned.
No, and you can, one way you can tell that is because of that horse, the gold horse.
It would have been moved.
And if it's laying
Bernie,
down,
I am so glad. You know, that would be like, you know, maybe touching the Mona Lisa with water. Oh.
Oh my God!
Shot, Jeff. Great shot. Your shell ejected right in my sleeve. I loved it.
Really?
And I got you. I got the whole shot.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Fish love every day.